Hi. Hi. So we read about the Industrial Revolution. Now, tell me, what do you mean by capitalism? What are its essential features? What was the main motto of capitalism? What does it mean by the division of labor? What are the classes in a capitalist society? See, what are the merits and demerits of capitalism and how it triggered the rise of socialism? See, let us try to find the answers in this video. Look, the Industrial Revolution in Europe resulted in a paradigm shift in the means of production. One of the prominent results of the Industrial Revolution was a socio-economic division of European society. There was a clear socio-economic division, and this was based on private property, based on ownership rights over this private property. The European society got stratified into capitalist class and working class. The revolution gave birth to an economic system called capitalism. Capitalism is an economic system where private entities are owned by the factors of production. Now, what are the factors of production? The four factors are entrepreneurship, capital goods, natural resources and labor. These are four factors of production. The central element of capitalism include capital accumulation, competitive markets and a price system. Further, we can point out the following features of capitalism. These are as follows. See, the first could be private property. In capitalism, every individual has the right to earn and maintain private property. The right to property is considered as a sacrosanct right in capitalism. In capitalism, every individual is the owner of the property which is utilized for their benefits. So they own private property. The second feature is profit institution. The primary motto of any action or process in capitalism is to get maximum profit out of their investment. The production under capitalism is profit oriented. Profit and only profit. The third feature is competition. Capitalism is by cutthroat competition is there. Generally, many firms produce similar kind of goods and services. As a result, they compete with each other to capture market share. This competition helps consumers to a great extent. Competition is good for consumers. Now, the fourth feature is price mechanism. See, in capitalism, the price of goods and services are fixed as per the law of demand and supply. Demand and supply determine the price. The cost of production plays a significant role in terms of price determination. The fifth feature is wage institution. See, in capitalism, the workers sell their labors in the factories. As we know, the primary goal of capitalist system is the maximization of profits. Consequently, there is a tendency to pay less to the workers so that profit could be increased. Cost cutting, you know. So this often leads to exploitation of the labor class. Now, the sixth feature could be money and credit. The capital system involves huge investments. In such scenario, credit plays a big role. How much money you have? Thus, a robust financial system forms the backbone of the capitalist economy. If the bank fails, the economy fails. Lehman Brothers case, you know. Seventh is market economy. Under the capitalist system, there is no governmental control over the forces of production, distribution and exchange. So there is no price control or regulation distributed by the government. The economy operates freely under the law of demand and supply. The capitalist economy is a liberalized economy or market form of economy. So what is the flip side of capitalism? There are many flip sides. There are many disadvantages, the negative aspects of capitalism. First is, in the capitalist system, the basis of production is not on the needs of majority of people. The basis of production is making profits. Profit and only profits. And this profit belongs to the majority. But to a handful of people. So majority के साथ नहीं, कुछ लोगों के साथ होता है. Do you know what is the Gini coefficient? सी वर्ल्ड बैंक का रिपोर्ट बोलता है इन इनकम इनइक्वालिटी इंडेक्स के बारे में. ऑक्सफर्म रिपोर्ट सेज हियर इन इंडिया टॉप 1% पीपल बैग्स 73% ऑफ टोटल वेल्थ. रिच गेटिंग रिचर, पुअर गेटिंग पुअरर. सो द सेकेंड फ्लॉ कुड बी द बेसिस ऑफ ऑनरशिप ओवर मीन्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. सी द कैपिटलिस्ट सिस्टम क्रिएट शार्प क्लीवेज इन द सोसाइटी. On the basis of class, the capitalist system makes for a disunited community where one class that work and the other that owns. So it creates a kind of servant and master relationship which is not good for a society. The third flaw could be, though the production was possible only when the machine and the labor worked together, maximum attention was paid towards money and machine rather than the labor. Human angle is often ignored. The laborers were living in shanties outside the factories under subhuman conditions, whereas the factory owners resided in beautiful big palaces with all the joys and comforts of life. So the capitalism perpetuated inequality. Capitalism create inequality. Fourth, the biggest drawback of capitalism was the fact that the bulk of population was reduced to penury and destitution. Ironically, the champions of capitalism and early thinkers found nothing wrong in such a system and paid no attention to the sad and bad plight of the factory worker. This corporate social responsibility is rather new idea. It was not there in the initial phase. Next, the capitalism ignore external costs such as pollution and climate change. Look at the example of China. This makes goods cheaper and more accessible in the short run, but over time it depletes natural resources, lowers the quality of life in the affected area, and increases cost for everyone. Like wheezing, air quality is worst. So, in the early 19th century, in both England and France, evils of capitalism were brought before the public through pamphlets, books, speeches, they distributed it everywhere. There were thinkers like Robert Owen and Charles Fourier. They focused their attention on the sad plight of the factory workers. Their books were widely read. Their speeches drew large audiences which criticized capitalism. So, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Capitalism gave birth to the rise of socialism. We will see that in the next video. Alright, let's have a quick recap. Main characteristics of capitalism are right to own property, profit is the motive, there is a private ownership of means of production, there is consumers' sovereignty, and there is economic freedom. There is a social division of people, there is a price mechanism, there is a disregard to the environment, and there would be inequality in the society. Advantages of capitalism is reduction in cost of production due to efficient control. Competition is there and competition brings innovation. There is improved quality of goods and services. Consumer is the king and the varieties of product one may get. The disadvantages are capitalism creates inequality in the distribution of national wealth. There is a fluctuation in the level of employment. There is a class conflict is there. There is a neglect of basic human rights which are often ignored. So, thank you so much for watching this video. Take care.